In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop. Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, 1 ice cream cone, 1 pickle, 1 slice of Swiss cheese, 1 slice of salami, 1 lollipop, 1 piece of cherry pie, 1 sausage, 1 cupcake, and 1 slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through 1 nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now, he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house, called a cocoon, round himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly. Isn't that just the most wonderful story? From a tiny little egg on a leaf to a magnificent butterfly. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Let's go back and relive that amazing journey together. It all started with that little egg, all alone on a leaf, bathed in the moonlight. You can almost feel the quiet of the night, can't you? And then, bam! Sunday morning, the sun comes out, full of warmth and energy. And our story begins. Pop. Out comes our hero. He's tiny, brand new to the world, and he has one thing on his mind: food. He is a very, very hungry caterpillar. So his great food adventure kicks off on Monday. 1 apple. Just 1. You'd think that'd be enough for a little guy like him, right? But nope. He eats right through it, leaving a perfect little caterpillar-sized hole, and at the end of the day, his tummy is still rumbling. He was still hungry. So, onto Tuesday. He ups his game. Not 1, but 2 juicy pears. You can just imagine the crunch as he munches his way through them. He's probably thinking, all right, this has got to be it. This will fill me up for sure. But you guessed it. After 2 whole pears, he was still hungry. This caterpillar has a serious appetite. Wednesday rolls round, and he finds 3 plump, purple plums. He tunnels through each one. 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty good meal. But what do you know? He was still hungry. You have to admire his determination, don't you? He's on a mission. By Thursday, he's getting more ambitious. He finds 4 sweet, red strawberries. Think of that delicious, summery taste. He gobbles them all down. He must be getting a little bigger by now, with all this eating. But even after 4 strawberries, the hunger is real. He was still hungry. Friday. The end of the work week for us, but for our caterpillar, it's just another day to feast. He finds 5 bright, round oranges. He chomps his way through every single one. That's a lot of vitamin C. He must be feeling strong. But is he full? Not a chance. He was still hungry. And then comes Saturday. Oh, Saturday. This is where things get wild. It is like he just decided to throw caution to the wind and have the ultimate cheat day. He goes on an epic eating spree. First, a piece of rich chocolate cake. Then, a cold, creamy ice cream cone, followed by a sour pickle, a slice of holy Swiss cheese, and a salty slice of salami. But he's not done. He continues with a sweet lollipop, a slice of delicious cherry pie, a savory sausage, a frosted cupcake, and to top it all off, a refreshing slice of watermelon. Wow, just listing it all out is making me feel full. Can you imagine eating all of that in one day? Especially if you're a tiny caterpillar. It's a legendary feast. But, as you might expect, all that junk food had a consequence. That night, our poor caterpillar had a terrible stomachache. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a classic case of eyes being bigger than your stomach. It's a good reminder for all of us, right? Sometimes less is more, and too much of a good thing can be, well, not so good. So, after that night of tummy troubles, Sunday comes round again. A whole week has passed since he hatched. And this time, he's learned his lesson. No more junk food. He finds a simple, beautiful, green leaf. He eats right through it. It's clean. It's natural. It's exactly what a caterpillar is supposed to eat. And guess what? After that one green leaf, he felt so much better. His stomachache was gone. And something else had changed, too. He wasn't hungry anymore. For the first time in his life, he was finally full. And he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore, either. After that week of non-stop eating, he had grown into a big, fat caterpillar. He was probably looking down at his big, round body, feeling proud of all his hard work. Now, with a full belly and a big body, it was time for the next phase of his life. He knew just what to do. He started to build a small, cozy house for himself. This special house is called a cocoon, or sometimes people call it a chrysalis. He spun it all round himself until he was completely tucked away, safe and sound from the outside world. And there he stayed, for more than 2 weeks. Can you imagine that? Just hanging out in your own little sleeping bag for over 14 days. A lot must be happening in there. A secret, magical transformation. The world outside keeps going. The sun rises and sets. The days turn into nights. But he's just waiting. Patiently changing. Then, one day, it was time. He started to move. He nibbled a little hole in the cocoon. Then he pushed, and he wiggled, and he struggled, pushing his way out into the bright world again. It must have been hard work, breaking free. But what came out wasn't a big, fat caterpillar. He was a butterfly, a beautiful, magnificent butterfly, with huge, colorful wings. He had completely transformed. He was no longer a creature that could only crawl on leaves. Now, he could fly. He could dance in the air, travel from flower to flower, and see the world from a whole new perspective. From that tiny egg to the hungry little caterpillar, through the big feast and the stomachache, into the quiet cocoon, and finally emerging as this incredible butterfly. It's such an amazing journey of growth and change. It shows us that sometimes we have to go through a lot, and maybe even have a stomachache or two, to become who we are meant to be. And that big changes, even if they take time and happen in secret, can lead to something truly beautiful. What do you think was his favorite food from that whole week? I'm still stuck on that Saturday feast. It was just so epic. But I bet that one green leaf on Sunday was the most satisfying meal of all. It's a story about eating, but it's also a story about growing up. And who doesn't love a story about turning into a beautiful butterfly? Thank you so much for joining me to revisit this wonderful story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you like stories like this, make sure to follow along for more. See you next time.